Starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, thanks for clicking on our thumbnail. If you are new, this is Geek News, where we are not journalists, but we are geeks, and we're here to bring you the geek news of the week. So I am not alone. My name is C the Superior. I am here with my good friend and co-host, the great Grand Slam Poobah, aka Bad Guy Jack.
What's going on, madam? How the heck are you?
You know what? Not bad. I'm not doing too bad today. A lot to do, but I'm here and I'm ready to talk. What about you?
I am ready to talk. I mean, when we came up with this, it's so funny because we did Ironheart this week, so please check that back if you guys get an opportunity to. We did all three episodes, and we'll be back for it again next week to do the other three. But Geek News, I thought about it this week, and I was like, man, this used to be a small little segment that we would do and talk about. We would spend like maybe I don't know, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes talking about things that was somewhat of an interest to us, and now we have it as a full blown episode. So I'm excited.
And here we are.
Happy
but
Sunday.
there's been a little bit of some news going on this week. So we want to go ahead and get into it. But first, let's get into one of these comments here.
Ooh,
Hello, Christopher. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
red shirt guy.
So first things first, right? When we talk about our thumbnail, right, which is got a couple of the topics we'll be talking about today, we got to
Mhm.
get straight into Street Fighter. The cast for the new Street Fighter has been confirmed. Now, Street Fighter came out back in the day, right? It was back in the 80s, was
Late '80s, something like that. Yeah.
through the 90s, I want to say.
Mhm.
For me, I was more of a Tekken girly. I was here for Tekken.
Ooh, there we go.
That's what
Absolutely.
they do next. They got Mortal Kombat movie already out. They're doing Street Fighter. Might as well.
They did do a. I want to say they did something Tekken, but it sucked. Because I'm like, if we're doing Tekken, you gotta get Jin, you gotta get Kazuya. You got one of my guys. One of the guys I was never really good at Tekken, but I love Tekken. King, King was
Yeah,
fan. King is he's a
he's a pillar
badass.
of the game. You can't have it without.
Did you know that there were two different Kings though?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, like King one was Tekken 1 and 2. He died, and then Tekken 3 moving on. That's a different King behind the mask.
Oh, that's
It's
weird.
such an interesting lore. I know, but
Well,
they should make a movie.
as far as Street Fighter is concerned, they released several cast members, right? So it looks like we have Jason Momoa as
Mhm.
Blanca. We have Noah Centineo. Am I saying that right? As Ken. That seems to be the most controversial casting.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
But because okay, we'll get into all of them, but we'll screenshot if you have a chance to see all of the characters that have been cast. A lot of interesting one. 50 Cent here has been cast. We got
Oh, I love that. I
Ro-
love that so much. I
very,
love that so much.
but as far as Noah is concerned, he's big from like
Mhm.
Netflix teeny bopper movies. Like he was in All the Boys I Loved Before. He was in like all of these like, Netflixy type teeny romance like for teens. Then I
Yeah.
think he came to what was that one that didn't perform as well? DC movie Black Adam. He was in Black Adam for a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, so but the thing is he doesn't look much like the character people are saying online. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, Jason Momoa don't look like Blanca either, and I don't see anyone complaining. So I
That
don't
is
know what
true.
people.
That is
I
true.
mean, look, the young man, the individual, I'm not familiar with his work so much. And I saw Black Adam. I just don't think I remember him in there.
Mhm.
An easy dye of the hair, cut the facial hair, put on some muscle. I think we'll be okay. I honestly think we'll be okay.
Well, let's get into a couple of these comments here. Hi, Matt. Hey, thanks for being here. Chris, Roman Reigns. What's wrong? Oh, you don't want to see Roman Reigns in the new Street Fighter? Is that what you're trying to say?
You, I know we're gonna get thoughts into that, but I'm interested.
Movie.
The game on the movie. Okay.
So, who here are you most excited to see in the movie and least excited to see?
I am so excited to see 50 Cent as Barlog. Like I can't tell you how effing funny I find that. I remember I was hearing the rumors and I said, "Oh my god, I hope this is true." So for him to confirm it, I'm like, I'm watching this day one. My least favorite. I don't really have a least favorite because a lot of them I'm not familiar with. I know
Mhm.
Jason Roman Reigns. Clearly, I know him. I watch wrestling. Um, can we put that up one more time, please, if you don't
Mhm.
mind? Um, like a lot of them I really don't know. I really only know three individuals. I think it's cool that they're putting Dan in the movie because he's comical relief. I'm sorry, it was hard for me to figure out. But I don't really have a least favorite.
Wait, you said who? Dan?
Yeah, Dan. I like that he's
Oh, the
in
character.
this.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
was looking
yeah. I'm
at
sorry.
the actor.
Sorry, I meant the character. But what about you? Who are you looking forward to in least
Uh,
least
I'm
put it back
most
in there?
looking forward to Roman Reigns for obvious reasons. And I've never seen him act before. So, besides acting like he's fighting and the wrestling.
What do you mean he's acting? He's kicking ass for real.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say. But
But he was in that Fast and Furious movie. He had a small part in it. But go
oh,
ahead.
no
I'm
wonder
sorry.
I never seen it. So I'm not a Fast and Furious fan, but the person
That's
I'm
fair.
most confused about is this Orville Peck. I have no idea who this person is. Is he a wrestler by any chance? He walks
Who?
around with a mask in real life, it looks like.
Who? I'm sorry. Which one
He's
is that?
coming as Vega with the mask and the cowboy hat on the left, right. I'm sorry,
Okay, I
right.
see him with the cowboy hat. Okay. I have no idea who that individual is. Honestly,
Me either.
I
Well,
have
if you
no.
know in the
But
comments,
But you
please
know
let
what I think? What I think is really cool. I mean, maybe a lot of people know these actors and stuff like that, but for me, I think this is cool because it's a great introduction. It might make you even like, oh man, maybe I should check out some of the other work because I honestly have no idea who this guy is. So I'm interested in seeing how he brings out the character of Vega because Vega is like I don't want to say a pretty boy, but he's about his looks. And
Oh,
you know he
okay.
wears a mask and everything, so I'm interested in seeing how he brings this character to life. Honestly, for all of them, because Ryu, Ken, all this stuff. I think Roman playing Akuma is interesting to me because Akuma is like a dark version of Ryu, and
Okay.
um, and I'm just like I don't even really see the look. You know, like everyone's talking about the look, and I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a fantastic job trying to bring these people to life. But I'm gonna see how Roman brings out Akuma.
Well,
Oh,
oh,
he's a musician.
hair and makeup. We're gonna see what they're gonna throw together, child. But here we go. We got a couple comments here. 50 Cent is in this movie. How cool. Yeah, he's cast. So we'll see how he does. For me, I'm glad that they let me say this. Uh it seems as if they have decided to go more for name recognition than actors. So I would assume that this movie isn't going to lean very heavily on any sort of like character development, any sort of plot. It's just going to be straight up action, and that's a thing that people enjoy. Sometimes you just want to go to the movies and see like some action. You don't want to think too hard about it, and I feel like that's what this movie's going to be, um, given the cast and given that it seems that they're either well-known names or more martial artists, which is cool. So that means there's going to be a lot of stunts. I'm happy to know that because at the end of the day, it's based on a fighter game, as Chris brought up from the 1987, and the first movie or the earlier movie was from 1994. I did have I'll call it the pleasure of watching the 1994 movie.
Was it good?
Yeah,
I've
it
never
was
seen it.
it was definitely a movie of its time. That's what I'll say. Definitely a movie of its time. But we'll see what they do with this newer one here. So
I
it says
can.
Matt
No,
said,
please finish.
"Oh, that guy's a country singer. Oh, okay, the mask guy.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense now. That's why he had the cowboy hat on."
I think. I honestly think this movie is going to be better than the last Mortal Kombat movie they made. I really have that much faith in it. You know. I don't know. I mean, if it's like if the movie is fun, I'm just gonna be down for it. Like, there's a story and lore for Street Fighter, and I hope that they still touch into some of that stuff.
Okay.
Um, but because I'm pretty sure they're gonna take liberties and stuff like that. But like, if they could keep some of the stuff that can make Street Fighter, then I'm for it. Like, bring me the action, bring me the stuff that don't give me an original character like that crappy. I hated that last Mortal Kombat movie. It was awful, and I thought it had potential to be something special.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Just because when certain laws get like the movies that came out in the '90s with Mortal Kombat, the law wasn't really flushed out as much.
Okay.
And years later, it's a lot more flushed out, so you kind of have an idea, and you can really make a movie off it. And I even forgot what the original character. Jesus, I forgot what the original character's name was, but he got on my nerve every time I saw him. I just wanted to punch a wall.
Okay.
So I just think this movie is going to do well, and I'm excited. I can't wait till we see some stuff about it, like a trailer or stuff like that. So
So with the newer Mortal Kombat movie that came out, I wonder if that the lackluster, reception of that movie had anything to do with this movie's delays, because it has been delayed for quite some time. They actually did have a shift in director, so maybe that has something to do with it as well. But I feel like maybe also they kind of wanted to test the water, say, okay, well, not too many people like that last Mortal Kombat. Let's wait it out to see, so people forget enough time for people to forget about that one.
oh, well, they're gonna have to wait until I'm in my 60s to forget because I ain't never gonna forget that. That movie was trash. Like it really was, and it was really, and like I don't think you should ever have a Mortal Kombat movie and Liu Kang is supporting. That's weird to me. He was a
Okay.
supporting character. Like if I remember vaguely, and I only saw that movie once, and thank God because I think if I watched it again, I wouldn't be here talking with you. But um, he's in the background and all this stuff, and Scorpion died the first 5 minutes of the movie
Spoiler
or something
alert.
like that. I mean, the movie came out a long time ago, so if by now if you feel annoyed by that, too damn bad. That Scorpion dies the first 5 minutes, and that's ridiculous. Um,
I don't know
but
what this is about. It was Tuesday, but thank you for
oh,
your
it's a reference to the Street Fighter movie that y'all talking about '94. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Matt says that my question to you guys: when the movie is finished, how much will WWE promote it because of Roman being in it? Ah,
They're gonna promote the hell out of that easily. Roman's
I,
one of their top stars. I see them definitely doing it.
I would assume so. Why
Hmm.
not? Yeah, that's probably where a lot of the viewers will be coming from. Tell you what.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, 100%. Like a lot of them are going to come from being a Roman Reigns fan, but a lot of people also too, because I feel like with wrestling and geek, that it all fits together. Like it fits in the glove. Like if you go to, I mean, you cosplay, you go to cons. I'm pretty sure. I know you're not a big wrestling fan, but you've seen the Macho Man's, the Roman Reigns. I'm pretty sure you've seen some when you're like, oh, that's a wrestling cosplay. So it all fits together like a glove. So I can see them
If
totally promoting it.
if there's any fan group that will go to support their celebrities, I feel like it is wrestlers. Those wrestling fans, y'all will sit through a shitty movie because the wrestlers.
Don't do that, Cedar Superior. Don't you do that. Don't you sit here and lie on me. That's not necessarily true. Don't
Y'all
you
will
speak for me.
support.
No, no. Don't you sit here and speak for me. That's not true. There's been movies and I've gotten up and left. The Fast and Furious movie? I
Mhm,
know some of the movies, but I
mhm.
have not seen that one John Cena one. That one John Cena one. I think one movie I saw because it was on like Peacock, and I said, let me just watch it. But like, am I going to the movie because John Cena's in it? No,
Okay, all right. Well, you are
no.
an outliner, but let's get into the next bit of geek news here.
Uh
Um,
oh.
Jack, why don't you take over because it looks like it's about your boy, aka a friend of the show, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I had to wear the shirt right here. If we could put the graphic up real quick, please, for me, because I can't run this thing for nothing. Yes, the Gathering Secret Lair announced Sonic the Hedgehog collaboration. I was really excited about this because it was Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I'll be quite honest with you folks. I know nothing about this card series at all, and I'm not going to lie to you. But when I saw Sonic, I said, "Oh, that's so cool." Last week was Sonic's birthday. We did a show on Monday. He turned 34, and I love that he keeps getting all this love here. And it's pretty much it's a card collection thing. They do stuff. It's like think about Pokemon cards. Think about like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Think about there's something else too. There's like a bunch of card game things, but
But it looks like you have
I
an article here.
I do, and I'm glad that you put it up. I put this thing up because I know I could not see that all, so I made sure to highlight it on my phone. But coming up, the popular Final Fantasy collaboration, the Wizard of the Coast announced its next gaming collaboration. It's the Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's coming to them, the World of Magic. I
Magic the
just think this is
Gathering.
Magic of the Gathering, and I just think this is fun. There's a bunch of
Actually, I've
cards.
heard of this game. I feel like at least the name I've heard of. I've never played it, but I
Mhm.
feel like it's popular enough that the name has some sort of name recognition for me. Um, so with Sonic being in it, I would be interested if anyone in the comments, have you ever played Magic the Gathering? Is does Sonic fit with the overall theme of the game? Because yeah, he's a very iconic character. I love
Mhm.
to see that, this character from way back when. I want to say, how old is Sonic now? 34 years?
34, 34. Oh, look, you've been doing your homework.
Geek
There you
News.
go.
I'm not a journalist, but I am a geek.
There we go. Good job. There we go. I like
But
that.
yeah, I'm glad that, Sonic is still so well received by, the public, so much so that there's a demand for Sonic. His movies are doing really well, regardless
Mhm.
of if they are quality films or not.
You watch your mouth, see the superior. Those movies are classics. How dare you?
And he's getting these collabs with Magic the Gathering. I feel like maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but I feel like Magic the Gathering also had like some weird vampire thing for a while, or maybe that's a completely different game. But either
They've done some collabs. I'm sorry I don't have each and every one collab, but they've done a few collabs. Like when I was looking at some of the stuff in the article, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Do I think he fits in? I mean, I think Sonic, no matter what, he could fit in anywhere. And I'm not familiar with the game. I'll be quite honest with you. But when I think about the cast of Sonic, I mean, if I could just tie this in, I don't have an article with it, but the collab that Sonic and DC have been doing, and it has been very very fun. And
Sonic and DC.
bro, seriously, oh, you didn't know about this?
I had no. What is this? Please.
Yeah, it's a universe right now. I'll shoot you something a little bit after the show. Matter of fact, I wanted to actually include this, but I just didn't have enough time to do everything. But they're having like action figures now and everything, like Sonic and Flash. Like Sonic is wearing the Flash costume, Knuckles is wearing the Superman costume, Silver is wearing Green Lantern, Amy as Wonder Woman, Shadow is Batman. It's really some cool stuff, and they've been doing some stories now with them, and I think like my point in saying everything is like, is this all canon? And no, but is it fun? Does it work? Yeah,
Mm.
it's fun. That's why I sit here and say when you ask the question, yeah, I think he can. And also too when you include like once again don't really know a whole lot about this, but if this has something to do with monsters, give Sonic them 7 emeralds and he'll be all right. He'd be able to take. He's been taking on some gods, if you will. So he would be very well in this universe. And I'm not lying when I say gods. I see Cedar Superior looking at me confused. Listen,
Uh-uh.
Chaos. He fought Titans. Come on, Sonic's been battling some
Are you
some stuff.
saying Sonic could fight a god and win with
He can.
speed?
He's beaten a water god. He's beaten Chaos. Yes.
Okay, all right, whatever you
Now I'm
say.
not sitting here saying God himself. Don't you put me in that kind of position.
Whatever you say.
Well, listen, I should have won that battle. I'm just throwing it out there.
Shout out to Sonic, friend of the show. We love to see that you are so successful.
Right there.
Please
There you go.
donate to the cause. Send us a super chat, Sonic, if you're in the chat. Now,
One day, watch. One day I'm gonna get sponsored something with Sonic. You wait and see.
it's coming. But that
Yeah.
brings us to our final bit of geek news for the day. And this was like a bombshell because
Mm.
we got news that the Batman 2 script has been completed. It is complete. Now, this comes after literally years from the first one. I believe the first Batman came out in 2021 or 2022.
I want to say it's been like 3 years. So I guess that's four. Okay, yeah.
And the script has been like in development for forever and a goddamn day, and
Mhm.
so much so that the I don't think the writer really was released or something like that. They were like keeping that under wraps. But Matt Reeves posted on his Instagram with this image here, confirming that the script is complete. It's finally done. So this is from Variety. It says DC fans finally got some good news on the future of the highly anticipated The Batman sequel. Writer director Matt Reeves shared a photo on of the completed script on Friday, several days after several delays. Variety has confirmed the script is finished. So, with that
Hey,
being said, right, with that being said, what do you think? Who do you think actually will be the villain of this second film? Because I have a theory based off of the things that we saw in The Penguin, which is a show that I'm not sure if you watch that, even though I've been like peer pressuring you into watching it.
you have. I can tell you right now for the Penguin, I had finished episode one many months ago. But who do I think the villain is? So I didn't watch Penguin, so I'm gonna is and it's gonna be interesting to hear what you think. But for me, I would like if it was Clayface. I hate that in the first Batman they even teased the Joker, and
Yeah,
I
tired of
I
the joke.
hate that.
Enough of him.
You just yeah, I like the Joker. I cosplays as him. But you're like, bro, he got a bigger rogue than
Mhm.
just the Joker. So I would personally, I don't know who it would be, but if you're saying who would I would like, I would love for Clayface. I don't think we've ever had a Clayface, a live action Clayface. And I mean, it's been some time since we had a Bane, but I'll push him off to the side for Clayface personally.
So I believe, at least in the James Gunn universe or portion of DC,
Hmm?
they do have a Clayface coming. Like, Clayface was
Oh
featured in that
yeah,
that
the what was it called? Creature Commando,
Creature
right?
Commandos, right? And
Okay.
they recently cast an actor for the live action version. So there's definitely going to be at least a Clayface in the DCU coming. Now, I don't know if it will be in the Batman possibly,
Okay.
but my villain of choice, right? Based
Mhm.
off of the things that I saw in the Penguin, it would be my girl, Poison Ivy. I feel like Poison Ivy will play an integral role for whatever reason
Mm.
in the Batman 2 or the Batman sequel because they had so much tie into her without ever showing her in the Penguin. There was these mushrooms. There was this, illegal substances related to the mushrooms. I'm like, hold on, my girl, Poison Ivy, could be out here growing these mushrooms, and that'll be the tie-in potentially to her in Gotham in the Batman 2. But let's get into this comment here. Hey, Maddie says, I like the first Batman. Can't wait for the second one. Same. I really enjoyed the Batman. I've recently watched it again back in October, and it keeps up really well. Like it's still really, really, really good. Bad guy, you haven't seen Penguin yet? Such a good. Listen, explain yourself. I've been telling you to watch the Penguin for forever and a day, even though one of our co-hosts, who shall not be named, spoiled the ending for everyone online. Literally the day of the final episode, hours. But why didn't you watch? What's going on with that? Where are we in that journey?
I'm just bad at binge watching. Like, sometimes I'm able to sit through a show and watch, and then I remember the show came out. I think it was on a Sunday, right? Like the first episode,
Mhm.
and then it started being on a Tuesday or whatever, and I just didn't know. And then one day I remember you talking to you, like, "Yeah, it's on episode 3." I'm like, "Really?" Because I don't see it, and you're like, "Yeah, no, it's on this day." And I was like, "Oh, that's terrible." My point is, when they switched the day, I just fell off.
Okay, okay.
Plain
Well,
and simple,
watch
I just fell off.
it. It's really good, and I'm very excited for the Batman too. I can't wait to
I
see.
just wanted to piggyback on what you were saying. I said Clayface because I would love something different. But when you said Poison Ivy, I said, in this particular universe of Batman, I think that fits.
Okay.
Like it's a little level, like they went with Riddler in the first Batman movie.
Uh-huh.
And even with Penguin in here, I feel like they were like, I don't want to say she's a street level because I mean she can grow stuff off the ground. So I mean I don't think anything street level about, but there's something leveled about that I was like, that's actually
Yeah,
really
well, she is like a
fair.
scientist, right? So she does have that. They can make her some sort of,
Hmm.
environmental scientists, especially given the where we leave off in the Batman and also several episodes in the Penguin, they kind of flash back towards the flood that happened at the end of the Batman. So there is like all of this environmental issues going on within Gotham, right? That I feel could be an entry point for Poison Ivy
Yeah.
introduced in the film. But anyway, that is the geek news of the week, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed it, please join our channels at See the Superior and Unpopular Review Entertainment. We talk about geek news every Sunday,
Yeah.
possibly Monday if anything comes up, but majority Sundays around 1, 2 o'clock. So please join us, and also join us for our Iron Heart after show content. This Wednesday, we'll be talking about the final episodes of Ironheart. That's going to be Wednesday at 8 o'clock right here on the same platforms. So join us for that. And
Perfect.
that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.